Request everyone to type in the chat box. Shamli ma'am has written soft spoken, presumptuous, shy.
Okay. So that is the challenge that we are looking at.
Autism, stubborn, resistance, lack of speaking.
Okay. So while we'll be moving ahead in the webinar, I think many of your challenges that you face will be answered. I'm sure they will be taken care of. Okay. And we are talking about partnership with parents. So let's, shift. And here comes another question for you. Any three ways that you think the parents help in the students' learning? Now, this time, can we have you all speak? So, because then it can be engaging, more interactive. So, if you can raise your hands and
Educators, you may unmute and speak.
I really, most of you must be parents yourself. So,
Yeah,
how
good
will
evening, ma'am. Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Yes, Priyanka ma'am.
Yeah, so according to me, I think the first way is that the parents take interest in the school activities. This is the way they can contribute towards learning. Secondly, they can actively participate in the various workshops and the sessions conducted by school for parents. And thirdly, I think they are helping them out in their homeworks and activities.
okay? Any other perspective?
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
I think so. Rashmi ma'am was speaking. You're on mute.
Rashmi ma'am, you're on mute.
Ma'am, I think spending
Okay.
Yes,
I think
ma'am.
spending quality time with their kids.
Wonderful.
Can I say the first thing we can encourage them to learning is letting them do, and if they want to do independent activity, let them do it, and encourage whatever they want. So that may be uh, the help we can do.
Okay. So,
Ma'am, we have got answers in the chat box also.
okay. So you could read.
Yeah, they're
now.
saying values, manners,
Yes.
participate in activity along with the child,
Yes.
spend quality time, parents trying to provide best means of education, let them explore new things.
Yes. So, we actually know because, we all know that the parents are the first teachers, rather mothers are the first teachers of any child. So, for the formative years, the emotional, their decision making, their confidence, is being built up by the parents. So, we have to understand their important contribution. So, we need parents when we are dealing with especially pre-primary children, right? So, as pre-primary educators, we all are not just teaching children, we are nurturing them at one of the most delicate stages of life. And this is a journey in which parents are not outsiders, they are the closest allies. So we are not just helping children to read or count, we are shaping their first relationship with the world. And in doing that, there is one truth we cannot ignore. We need parents, not occasionally, not for PTMs. We need them as partners every single day. So the important thing is why, there is an urgent need for partnership with parents. Earlier the parents would send the children to the school and they would learn everything, and the parents were not so much involved. But as we have seen the contribution of parents, we just got some answers. So the walls of the classrooms are now extension of home. So the success of any educational initiative in early years can be achieved with collaboration. And we all know that education is undergoing a silent revolution, with NEP pursuing for foundation literacy, numeracy, inclusive learning, early intervention. The parents' role is now integral, and learning has moved beyond the classrooms. And if we don't move with it, if we don't walk hand in hand with parents, we'll be out of sync with the very children we are trying to nurture. So again, I'll say gone are the days when parents just dropped off their child and walked away. Today's parent, wants to understand, be involved, ask questions, and contribute. And we must not push them away. We must pull them in with purpose. Now, the next important aspect for impactful learning, and surely even deeper than curriculum, is the students' well-being. Children today are more emotionally vulnerable than ever. I think you all will agree to this. You all see it, right, happening it every day in the class. Separation anxiety lasting for months, meltdown from overstimulation, difficulty forming friendships, and the quiet child who doesn't speak until December. And the truth is, we cannot resolve this in isolation. So when a teacher and parent begin to speak the same emotional language, the children will feel it. They feel safer, more understood, and more stable. Because when the messaging at home and school aligns, the child begins to walk with confidence. So let's be clear, parent partnerships aren't just helpful, they are vital. They are the bridge between instruction, impact, between schooling and true growth. And if we want our children to rise, then and I say we, the home and the school must rise together, right? So let's talk about a topic which is, empathy. So, empathy, the quiet power that turns tension into trust. It doesn't rush to fix, it pauses to feel. In the heat of conflict, empathy says, I see you, I hear you, I stand with you. It softens resistance, invites openness, and lays the first brick of partnership. After all, empathy is being in, someone else's shoes and feeling the same. So, just think for a moment, when a parent walks into your classroom, do we truly listen, or do we wait for our turn to speak? In early childhood education, our greatest skill is not what we say, it is how we make parents feel. So this is where empathy becomes the beating heart of every conversation we have. So again, now the educators need to get into action. Now, in one word, what do you feel parents expect the most from teachers? And I please don't want the grades and the marks, because yes, they are very keen in that. but I want you all to type in the other aspects, and I'll request Krina ma'am or anyone at the back end to just read out the chats, please, so that we can get the answers.
Priyanka ma'am has written holistic development.
Okay.
Neha ma'am has written guidance and support.
Okay.
Then we have build confidence from Bihuti Rai ma'am.
Okay.
Priyanka ma'am said holistic development.
Then
Yes,
we have
ma'am.
proper attention, a happy child,
Yes, that's very important. Happy child, happy environment.
curiosity and confidence, personal attention, encourage and motivation, keen, personal growth and development.
Okay. So we have lot of expectations, and if I add on to these, the parents expect you to be understanding, giving attentions, must have patience, clarity, and you name a thing and it is there. So when we are going to be facing so many expectations, so the first and most important thing when we take empathy into account is to listen actively. Now I'll give you a real example. A mother rushes into your classroom and says, he cried again while getting ready. I think something's bothering him. These are very few lines which you can hear almost every day in each school. So now most of us, feel like replying, it's just a phase, or that happens at this age, right? But instead, if we pause and say, I really appreciate you sharing. Let's sit and talk through what might be troubling your ward. This one moment makes the parent felt heard, not brushed aside. Now try this in your mind during real conversations. Repeat parents concern silently to yourself. This grounds you in listening to understand, not listening to reply. I hope I'm being able to make this point clear. Now, the next is validating emotions. The parents especially in pre-primary, are full of, emotions, anxiety also, I'll say, because they are sending their ward to the school for the very first time, and they don't know how the child is going to be, whether the child is going to be safe. So, for example, if a father says, I feel like I'm failing as a parent, you know, uh, how would you validate this emotion? So again, pre-primary educators and leaders, if I can get a reply, that how would you respond empathetically on this? So Parvati ma'am or Krina ma'am, if there are any responses. I think you're on mute, so we can't hear you.
They're still writing, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Menuka ma'am said attention.
Ruchi ma'am, can you please repeat the question again? Sorry, I missed that.
Oh, there is if a father says, I feel like I'm failing as a parent, how would you respond empathetically? As an educator, how would you deal with this question? So after I hear you, I would definitely give my take on it.
Ma'am, Deepa ma'am said, I would say that we are with you.
Okay, but
Sonakshi ma'am
the
has said
father feels, the father says, I'm failing as a parent.
failing as a parent. Okay, we have Anuja ma'am has said be a good listener and give them encouraging words and let them know parenting is all about learning. Navjeet ma'am has said no parent is wrong, but yes, somehow they are not able to coordinate. That is a big tool to take things in better way. Nayan ma'am has written first thing we ask them why they feel so. Shalini ma'am, I will tell them to calm down. I will help you to overcome the problem. Then we have at a certain point we all feel the same. Then we can sit and talk and suggest some tools. Then we listen to him say there are no failures. I will ask the father to spend more time with the child, create bonds with kids, give quality time.
Okay, wonderful. Now, if I would have to respond, then, if I'll say I can hear how much you care, just the fact that you are worried shows you're already an involved parent. Things will be right. So, you are supporting, validating. So, at times, parents don't always want a solution, they want to feel seen. So you want to stand with them emotionally, even when you don't have all the answers, right? So that would be a take, another perspective, another way to handle that situation, right? Now, responding thoughtfully. Now, another situation I'll give you. A parent is angry that their child was pushed and no one informed them. A regular feature in a pre-primary setup. So, we tend to say that we were going to call you. I think we can respond that you're absolutely right to expect communication. Just let me walk you through that, what happened and how we handled it. And then we can decide the best next step together. This opens a door for partnership instead of blame. So then there is a win-win situation for everyone. So now that we have understood empathy, the heart of every conversation, let's think that in real life conversations aren't always so. Sometimes they arrive wrapped in tension, misunderstanding, or pain. And yet, in those difficult moments, empathy becomes our greatest strength, not just a feeling, but a skill in action. So let's move forward, not away from discomfort, but into it with clarity, confidence, and the courage to speak, not to win, but to connect. So now let's explore how do we master difficult conversations with grace, dignity, and professionalism, even when your emotions run high. So, it's really true that no one enjoys difficult conversations. But as early educators, we just don't teach ABCs. We become part of a child's emotional world. And with that comes the responsibility to talk to the parents, not just when things are going well, but especially when they are not. So today we are not just learning techniques, we are going to learn how to speak with courage, with care, and with conviction. So the very first thing you need to do is stay calm and composed. So, you know, it happens in the classrooms when the parent walks in and says, why was I the last to know that my child fell? at that moment we are in a hurry to explain, to be, taking a defensive mode. Say calmly, you know, you're absolutely right to feel upset. Let's go over what happened and how we'll avoid it in the future. So, why this is going to work is the calmer we are, the faster we diffuse tension. And your presence should be more powerful than the problem, right? So, the next thing is listening is not a passive act. It is one of the most powerful tools we have as educators. So, what you can do is avoid distraction, maintain eye contact, and respond with gentle affirmations like, I understand, or tell me more. This small act builds deep trust. Many conflicts de-escalate the moment someone feels genuinely listened to. Another aspect, you're acknowledging, empathizing. So, when the parent is putting up a concern, there must be a story. A parent, we've never thought in that aspect, but when is raising the voice, maybe actually raising a fear, maybe the fears which they had in their childhood. So when we respond with empathy instead of defense, we humanize the conversations. Things you say that I can see how important this is for you. It must have been hard seeing you go through this. So these words won't fix the issue, I know that, but they will soften the ground for collaboration. Once parents feel you are with them, not against them, they become partners, not critics. So when we focus on solution, not blame, shift from what went wrong to what we'll do right. So like I just put a small example of why the child when fell was not informed to the parents on time. So, there's nothing wrong if you accept your mistake and say, yes, there was a delay in communication. So we'll ensure that this doesn't happen again. And let's move forward, and we'll ensure that, you'll be informed at the earliest. So, why it is going to work? Because accountability builds credibility. The parents will feel more secure, and positive approach definitely works always. Now, another and the most important point is use of positive language. How you put the words across. We tend to normally say your child is very aggressive. What if we put it in a better way and say we are helping him find better ways to express his strong emotions. We have put our point across, but in a different manner. Why it is going to work, dear educators, is that language can be either a sword or a bridge. Now you have to choose wisely whether you are going with the sword or the bridge. And I'm sure bridge would be the option for every one of us. Now, when we are having conversations, there are issues that are being raised, we need to be prepared with facts. Don't walk into a storm unarmed, right? Keep notes, photographs, or daily logs. You can show the screenshots of the classroom activities. This is what something the parent will feel happy about, seeing the child getting engaged into an activity after initial crying. So why this will work? Because facts are not emotional. They give parents something real to hold on. The aspect of setting up boundaries respectfully. So when a parent raises an issue in front of others, say gently, let's sit in the office where we can talk privately. I want to give this the attention it deserves. Again, why it will work is you're telling the parent that your concern matters. And I care about dignity for both of us. So the teachers need their due dignity. So if you put it across very politely, I think the message will go to the parents as well. Now, once we've had difficult conversations, and if you it up with kindness, drop a short note or voice message. I truly appreciate our talk. Thank you for being open. I'm here whenever you need to share again. Now, why it works? A follow up turns a difficult moment into lasting partnership. So now, again, I need the pre-primary educators or the primary educators to get into the activity mode. So in one sentence, if you had to respond with heart and honesty to the situation, what will it be? The situation is you.
Teachers, you may either type in or unmute yourself and speak up.
Parvati ma'am, you're on mute. So if there is any response.
Yes, ma'am, we're just waiting.
Repeat the question.
Ma'am, Kanika ma'am said guest voice not clear. Okay, sorry.
So we have, it's nothing like that, sir. Still, I will take care from next time. His activity pics will speak his participation of visibility.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Ma'am, okay. One Priyanka ma'am has said it's nothing like that, sir. Still, I will take care from next time. Rakhi ma'am has said his activities pic will speak about his participation or visibility.
Okay, wonderful.
Navjot ma'am, the question is on the screen itself. So you can just look at the screen and answer. Okay, Pooja ma'am has answered, every child is important to us. Aparna ma'am has said, will arrange counselor and spend more time with child. I'll definitely work on this next time, acknowledge their concern and show them their classroom activities.
We can also say that your child is a very strong-willed
The
child.
educators themselves are learning.
Ma'am, Anuja ma'am has just answered.
Can I just say something? Yeah. So we can say that your child is very strong-willed and he definitely needs tactful handling. So we are working on that. And it's not as if he's invisible, but he needs a very careful handling, which we are doing on our end.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Another answer that we have is, ma'am, it takes some time for the child to adapt. We are encouraging. Someone said, I will not overreact and will show his activity pictures. Another person has said, it's not so if child is not visible in the class activity, but the child might be busy in another activity in which he or she enjoys.
Okay, so beautifully answered by the educator. So I can truly say that difficult conversations are not interruption in your work. They are your real work. So every time we handle them with dignity, So we just don't protect a child, we uplift a parent and we evolve as educators. So now I'd like to bring all of you into real life frame. We've talked about empathy, communication, and handling difficult conversations. But nothing teaches better than watching it unfold. So there's going to be a short video which captures a slice of a parent-teacher meeting conversation. So notice, dear educators, the body language, the tone, and the subtle shift in emotions. So as you watch, just don't look at what is being said, observe how it is said. So I'll be just taking you to the video.
Hi, Mrs. Kasuma. Come in.
Hello, Mrs. Harris.
Please sit down. So, we're here to talk about your daughter, Callie. She's doing well in class this year. I'd say she's particularly good at science.
That's good to hear. Callie loves looking at the stars.
Yes, she enjoyed the astronomy unit we did. I am a bit concerned about her reading, though. She needs extra practice.
Oh no, is it very bad?
No, it's not that bad. But if you can read with her every night at home, that would be very helpful.
Every night? But I'm so busy in the evenings. Sometimes I have to work late.
I understand. But if you could read with her for even 10 minutes a night, I think that would help. Do you think you can do that?
If it's just 10 minutes, yes, I can manage that. Or her father can.
Great. Was there anything on Callie's report card that you were concerned about?
Oh yes. I wanted to know why her grade is so low for class participation.
Well, as you know, Mrs. Kasuma, Callie is a very smart girl. But sometimes she doesn't listen very well or pay attention in class. That's why her grade is low.
She's a very energetic child and so smart.
She sure is. But I would appreciate you talking to her about trying to focus better and listen to me when I'm speaking. I think that would help her improve her grade.
Okay, I'll speak with her about it.
Wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate it. Do you have any other questions or concerns about Callie that you'd like to talk about? We have plenty of time left.
I just want her to do well and be happy.
We want the same for her. I think with the extra reading and a little more attention paid in class, Callie will be just great.
I'm glad. Thank you very much. I don't have any more questions right now.
All right. Please call or email me if you ever want to ask anything else. Otherwise, we'll see you again in a couple of months.
Okay, I'll do that. Thank you, Mrs. Harris.
Great to see you, Mrs. Kasuma. Take care.
So now again, you all have seen the video. Now I'll give you a minute to just jot down what was the most powerful moment in the video for you. And it would be wonderful if you all can participate, speak, come on camera.
Ma'am, Navjeet ma'am said the positive attitude of the teacher towards child. Priyanka ma'am said the way the teacher convinced the mother for reading practice.
Okay.
Sazia ma'am said the teacher's calm and composed manner of talking as well as her empathy.
Wonderful.
Deepa ma'am said when the parent said that want her to be happy and the way teacher will responded.
Okay.
Bharti ma'am said listening skill.
Okay.
Rakhi ma'am said the positive and healthy conversation rather a sandwich conversation.
Wonderful.
Hi,
Good
ma'am.
evening, Ruchi
Shamali
ma'am.
here.
Hello.
Yes, Pooja ma'am, please say.
Good evening, Ruchi ma'am. I think the most powerful moment in the video was when the teacher said that the parent can email or message anytime if
Okay.
if she requires any help or something.
That's great. So we are in the world of technology, so this is helpful, and definitely I think all the educators are giving their 100%. So are there any more responses, or should I move ahead?
Hi, my name
Hi,
is
ma'am.
Razia. So
Shamali
the
here.
powerful moment I felt was like putting the problem in front of the parent in a very decent and very peaceful manner. And the parent also received in a positive way. That was the powerful moment I felt.
Yes. So I think
Good evening, ma'am.
yes. Good evening, Rashmi ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. I think the way both of them were trying to understand each other and the way they were talking is the best part of the video.
So the conversation. So that is what we all are learning here today, right? So any more viewpoints or anyone else?
Hi, ma'am. Shamali here.
Yes, Shamli ma'am.
Ma'am, actually, I liked the way the teacher talked with the parent, like without making the parent feel guilty or depressed about the student's progress. Uh,
Yes,
the talk was very smooth without any argument. And it
yes.
was like focused on solutions, listening actively, and respond thoughtfully.
So basically, whatever I covered summed up in this small video, right? So anyone else who would like to share?
Hello, ma'am. Nehal Vani here. I can see that teacher convey child's strength and weaknesses in positive words. So
Yes,
the parents can understand easily that the child is lagging behind in some area, and with the help of parent, they can cover their weaknesses.
yes. So anyone else? Anyone else who would like to share?
Ma'am, good evening. Ma'am, the teacher was requesting the parent to at least give 10 minutes of your time. And, as the parent said, you cannot make it time. So at least give 10 minutes of your day every day. So that's very important for your child.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you for such valuable inputs, dear educators. And each of the input was wonderful. And I think the message that I really wanted that everyone should get was visible through your answers. So even in short moments, you can sense how your tone, posture, and words shape the emotional safety of the parents. What we say after a parent's concern often decides whether they leave with trust or with tension. Isn't it true that handling young children is only half our job? The other half, handling their parents with grace, patience, and strategies. So, we have different types of students. No two students are the same. So, no two parents are the same. So, each parent comes with their own set of expectations, emotions, and communication styles. And if we want to create meaningful partnership, we need to understand who they are before we decide how to respond, right? So we will be walking through some of the most common type of parents we meet in our school, how we can handle each one of them effectively without using our calm or our smile. So before that, just enjoy this video. Don't forget to read what is written in the video for better understanding. So here it is for you, and
My little David? Oh no, he would never do anything like that. You must have been mistaken with another student. I'm sure of it. Okay, but my thing is this. Why would you give him homework on Monday, then turn around and give him more homework on Tuesday? Like, what's your point? Furthermore, if you saw he didn't finish his homework on Monday, why would you give him another assignment? It's like, how can he pass? You keep drowning him in homework. Of course she's passing your class. We've hired tutors. She's very attentive, She's very smart for her age. We knew that she would just flourish. We knew right away. From the moment I had her, I saw her and I said, this kid is going to make straight A's. No, I'm listening. Keep talking. My Facebook is acting up. She did what? Oh, you don't even have to finish telling me, because it's not going to happen again. Ever. It's not going to ever happen again. As long as I'm on this earth, it will never happen again. You don't even have to worry about it, because I'm going to handle it, okay? I don't know who she thinks I am. She know I didn't raise her to do all of this, but it's okay. Like I said, I'm going to take care of it. You got anything else you want to talk about? Oh, I'm sorry. Do you mind waiting on her father to come? We want to get all of this as a unit. As you know, we're happily married, and so we just want to do everything together. So you can just hold off. He should be here any minute. I am so sorry for my tardiness. I know I'm like 2 hours late. Is she still doing parent-teacher conferences? Is this Miss Hutchins' class? Excuse me, did Miss Hutchins leave?
so after this short video, I think you all must be reminded of PTMs you all face and the kind of parents you are handling. Okay, so let's try and see what are the types of parents. The involved parent. You all know they want update almost every day, call to check on their child mid-morning, and they must have planned their next month's fancy dress competition as well also. Now, how do you handle it? So, you must appreciate their energy, but create structure. So you can say, I love how invested you are. Let's set a weekly update on time so that we are both aligned. You turn that passion into partnership. Okay. So the distant parent. And most of the pre-primary schools face this. The parent is barely shows up. You send the forms, they come back unsigned. Calls go unanswered, and you wonder, do they even know which class the child is in? So what can we do? So, but I'll say, please don't judge the parent. We all can just try, gently invite, try saying we'd love to have you visit even for 5 minutes during an activity time. It means a lot to your child. Keep the doors open. When I say keep the doors open, keeping the school policies as well in mind. And but you never know when they might walk in. They might show support. The next type, the anxious parent. They worry about everything. The question is, why is he not eating? Why did she cry again? Is something wrong with her handwriting? Now, here you need to handle with reassurance. Send positive updates. Say that she's doing great, or let me share what we observed today. It's all okay. So you're becoming the calm for the parents. They are, as it is, high in anxiety, so your responses are going to make them calmer. Now we have to face the critical parent. Nothing is ever quite right for them. They question your tone, the worksheet, even the snack time. So again, you'll say, is there something that will work? Yes. Keep it calm, factual, and firm. You can say, I appreciate your feedback. Let's discuss how we can move forward in the child's best interest. And dear educators, the key is don't take it personally. Respond professionally. Then we have the another set of parents, the perfectionist parents. They expect their child to be first in everything, right? They push, compare, and sometimes project their pressure onto the child. Now you must be wondering, now what approach to adapt? Try gently shifting the focus. You can just put it across that we are so proud of how focused your child is becoming, and we celebrate effort more than perfection here. Maybe this stance can bring in a little change. So, you can help them see progress beyond the results. The disengaged parent. Now, here they show no interest, they don't attend meetings, don't follow up, and you are unsure if they are aware of any of the classroom activities. Now, but they might respond sometimes. They would see your messages but not respond. They would know what is happening but not reach. So, what you can do is to make them more involved is, stop, you can drop a small message saying, just wanted to share something lovely your child did today. So here, maybe you can try a more warm tone than formal. And you never know, this warmth might just open up for the first set of communication. Now, the most difficult, not difficult, but challenge, rather, the competitive parent. They'll ask, how's my child doing compared to others? And it is very, very difficult to make them understand that, no two children are the same. But the parents want the highest stars, top marks, even in nursery. So what would be your strategy? Shift the spot inwards. Say, we focus on each child's personal growth here. And your child is making wonderful progress in their own journey. So, you can ground them in what matters. So, yes, every parent brings a different energy into the room. We can't change their personalities, but we can absolutely change how we manage the relationship with them. There's a Word document. I'll request either the Krina ma'am or Parvati ma'am to share with you all, in which I have tried to cover the types of parents, the traits, and how to handle them. So, ma'am,
I'll share
if
it,
you
ma'am.
can. Yes. So, this will be helpful for all the educators, so that whenever they want to, refer back, there is a ready referral material for them. So now there's a very powerful question that I will put across to you all, that you must think, where do I need to bring a change from today? because this session is not just about information, it is about transformation. And transformation begins when we reflect. So, as early educators, we often run on autopilot. But real growth happens when we take a moment to look inward and commit to even one small shift in how we communicate, connect, and collaborate with parents. So, my favorite aspect of the webinar comes up again with this activity, and there are 2 points, and I give you 2 to 3 minutes to ponder over it, think, write, and speak. Share it with us here on this platform. So the questions are there. You, what moment during today's session made you pause and say, I needed to hear this? And from now onwards, I will. And please don't go by the lines which have come, because technology is at its best, because any simple touch is bringing it more color to it.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Uh, um, the moment in today's session that made me pause and say, the video that you have shown just few minutes back, the teacher and the parent conversation. So where we have to listen it patiently and where we have to give the positive feedback to the parents. So this I will do from my next open days when I will have a conversation with my parents.
That's wonderful, amazing. And so, a round of applause for you,
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Would love to hear from others as well.
Hi, ma'am. The moment when that session made me pause and says, when I hear the conversation between the teacher and parents, and the teacher, the way the teacher is conveying the problem to the parent is wonderful. I can say that. And that's what I learned, and I will just impose in my future.
So
Thank you.
definitely clap for yourself, and that is, we are taking a positive step forward.
Good evening, Miss.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, so in today's session was the same thing, but normally nowadays what happens is the time slots are given to the parents. So within that time slot, we need to, as a teacher, as an educator, we need to complete that so that the next parent is not being impatient. In that, in during that session, so we tend to be impatient with the parent which is right in front of us. We try to rush them up. So, but listening to the conversation, listening how the teacher and the parent was going through, how the teacher has handled the parent, that was the thing like, okay, now I need to go on with the same thing. I cannot be unfair with the parents who are waiting and nor with the parents who are sitting right in front of me.
Yes, wonderful. So, any responses coming in, definitely need a round of applause from all of you. And I want, more people coming in, voicing out.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Vibhuti.
Good evening, ma'am.
Ma'am, the beautiful moment during this session was when like, as a parent, when the father, asked that question, because as a parent myself, I also feel the same. And the way you responded, that was the most, uh, that was the beautiful moment I had during the session. And from now onwards, I will reply in the same manner like you did. Thank you, ma'am.
Most welcome and
And I'll also
wonderful.
appreciate myself, that I also happen to ask such questions to myself. Thank you, ma'am.
Wonderful. So a round of applause for you as well, Vibhuti, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
So anyone else? So are there any responses that are coming in the chat box or anything? If, it needs to be shared or?
Hi, ma'am. Shamali here.
Yes, ma'am.
So, ma'am, I wanted to tell that from this session, I learned the most important thing, that is communicating and dealing with parents with different perspectives. Like, it was the most important thing for me. And I would like to tell that from now onwards, I will work on my way of communication with parents and make sure that they feel more secure and make a good parent teacher bond.
That's truly amazing, and again, applaud for you as well. So if all the responses have come in,
Ma'am, Ruchi
yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Ma'am, the
Yes.
session was great, and what I learned was how to, I'll say, handle difficult conversations with confidence. and I appreciate all the learnings you have given it to us, ma'am, and I will also be more empathetic towards parents and listen to them attentively.
Right, ma'am. So big round of applause for you as well, Pooja.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. Raki this side.
Raki, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. I learned a lot. Every single topic was very important and very much knowledgeable. And I've been always following whatever you have been telling, and you have been my inspiration ever, forever, ever, always. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the session.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for such lovely words. And, it's wonderful to see so many educators, with whom I've, worked, spent, difficult times and happy times as well. So, seeing them grow, it's an amazing feeling, right? So, now we move towards the end of this session, but I want to leave you not with the instructions, but with intention. Because what we have explored today, parent partnership, empathy, communication, it's not just strategy, it's the soul of our profession. We stand at the first gateway of a child's educational journey. And at that gate, the ones who stand with us are the parents. They may come with fears, doubts, expectations, or anxiety. But beneath all of that is love. And our job isn't to judge it, it's to channel it, to turn parent concern into collaboration, to turn complaints into conversations, to turn mistrust into a shared mission. So every time we speak with empathy, every time we listen with patience, we are just not making our jobs easier, we are making children feel safer. And isn't that the goal of early education? So this is what I truly believe, that when parents and teachers come together, not to prove a point, but to protect the child, magic happens. So I ask you, when that next parent walks in next time, will you be the wall or will you be the bridge? So because the bridge always leads to the child. So thank you for your time, your heart, and your commitment to building better relationships. And now we are open for any question and answers. Thank you so much, dear educators.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So if there are any question and answers, any questions, so that any questions from any educator?
Recording in progress.
Educators, if you have any questions, you may please ask or put it in the chat box.
Uh, Thank you so much, Ruchi ma'am, for such a wonderful. Can you hear me?
Yes, Pooja ma'am.
No, this is Kanika.
Sorry, Kanika ma'am, I can hear you.
Yeah, so I want to thank Ruchi ma'am for such a wonderful session. It was really an eye opener. And at times when we get stuck somewhere, like now we know how to handle. So thank you so much. Parvati ma'am, can you please share the file again, the Word document again? Types
Yes,
of
Kanika ma'am, I'll do that.
parents. Yeah.
Ma'am,
Thank
one
you.
teacher
Thank
asked.
you.
Hello, ma'am. One teacher has asked, ki, how do you handle parents with negative outlook towards school and teachers?
So again, the parent has already having a preset notion about a certain aspect. So it will not change in one day, but we need to be positive, keep approaching and handling with positivity. Things will generally change when you start showing the actual things that are happening on ground. The parents will have complaints. Definitely they will have complaints, but if you are going to be defensive, definitely they will now not feel assured about the things that are happening in the school. So the positive approach, making them understand and handling them with patience. So that can be the only way. And things do change, but you need to have a positive approach and handle it with a smile. It does wonders. I hope I'm able to, answer this.
Okay, ma'am, Tanisha ma'am has asked, if we say you can call anytime and we are there for you, but there are some parents who don't respect our boundaries and call us anytime. How to tell them?
Okay. So here I would really appreciate if your school leaders could help and just put the message across that these are the calling times for the parents to the teachers, and the teachers can very politely say, sir, we are available from this time to this time. If there is anything urgent, like it was said, you can send them through message, and the message you can read or the email you can read at your own time. So we have to ensure that teachers' private time is also respected, and the teacher, the principal, the coordinators, they need to hold each other's hand and convey this to the parents in a very, very polite and subtle manner.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, good evening, Rashmi ma'am.
Firstly, thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful session. And ma'am, my question is: some parents are comparing their child with the other child and blaming to the teacher that we are not giving proper attention to their child. How to handle these types of parents, ma'am?
Okay, ma'am. So now the very nice example to give, I always keep telling that, we have 5 fingers, they are not the same, but they are all in the same hand. So, you need to bring out the positives of their words and gradually make them understand where things are going wrong, where the parents' support will help in bring in that change. And again, this is all about when we are talking that it is collaboration. So you need to say that you need to support us to make the child work towards this, or we need your help also as well, and we are putting in our best, but if we still feel that we need to put in a little more, we will work it out, and if there is something which you would like to give us as a feedback, so if you can take, even if there is a criticism, and I always believe in that, that if there is a criticism, take it positively, because criticism will always help you to improve. And please don't take it negatively. So maybe, we are working, we are doing our work, but there are times that, knowingly, unknowingly, we tend to miss out on any aspect. So it's always okay to, learn that, okay, maybe this way we can work out, we see how we can resolve this issue. And it's not a problem if we have, faltered somewhere, we have missed out, we are working. And those who work only commit mistakes. So it's okay. And you can reassure the parent that, uh, we are doing our best, your child is improving, see, these are the areas. So maybe this kind of reassurance will bring in a change in the outlook of the parent. So we can just try it out.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yes.
Ruchi ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, parents of children with special needs, they require, I think, the extra reassurance sometimes, and they also insist on this individual attention to their child, which is not always possible for the teacher. So, ma'am, can you please tell us how to handle these parents?
Okay, ma'am. First and foremost, ma'am, if the parent has acknowledged that there is some, learning difficulty, then that is wonderful, because they know where things are going wrong. Because
It's
mostly in pre-primary setup, the parents are not ready to accept. So we
yes.
first have to make them understand and realize that, yes, there is a difficult situation, there is a learning difficulty, but, there is always a solution. So now when the parents request for individual attention, again, the approach has to be in a positive manner that, ma'am, we understand your concern and we are taking care. But as an organization, as an institution, we cannot have, a single-handed attention. We have to make the children learn to survive, to cope up in a social environment, because they are going to be leading into the world which is not going to be in isolation, it is going to be a social world. So when they are going to be in a society, they need to learn to be with the entire group, how to act, react. And you can always tell them that, ma'am, whenever a special attention is required, if your school has a special educator, the special educator can take care. And with the help of the special educator in the school, the special educator can also guide the teacher that, ma'am, yes, the student is good at this, so you can involve him in these activities where the child does not feel isolated. Because mostly when you're dealing with the children with special needs, they are more inclined towards music or art. So we can use these things as plus, and involve the students, and then you can make the parent understand that, ma'am, we are involving the child, and we are giving the attention, because safety and security for each and every child is important to us, so we will be taking care of that. So I think that is the way to go about.
Right, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Oh, welcome, ma'am.
I think Sandhya ma'am, you want to say something? Long time, Sandhya ma'am. Ma'am, you're on mute. Sandhya ma'am, you're on mute.
Yeah, hi ma'am. How are you?
Good.
Thank you so much. Yes, Ruchi ma'am, as you were saying, thank you for the wonderful session. First, let me tell you that it was a lot of learning happened, and the question that she had asked you for a special child, it is actually very difficult to convince the parent to accept what the child is facing, because they are not ready to accept it. I did face this problem almost every year. I used to have at least one or two special children in my school, and I had to convince the parents to go and meet the pediatrician or any other doctor, consult the doctor. And then it so happened, after going and visiting those doctors, and when they were convinced over there, they came and really thanked me for pointing this problem out to them. And it really helped the all the children that were facing this problem at my school. It helped them a lot to overcome the difficulty the child was facing. So convince the parents is a big task nowadays, especially after COVID. We have a lot of children facing such issues.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
But I think all the educators are, expert in handling the situations. They all are doing such a wonderful job across the country, everywhere. Thank you, Sandhya ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you, Parvati ma'am.
Thank you, Sandhya ma'am.
Ruchi ma'am, Jessica ma'am just asked ki, what can we do when parents expect something from their child that doesn't match what they see in the classroom? She means about, she's talking about parents who have high or unrealistic expectations.
So definitely they are the types of parents, we've just spoken about. So, we have to make them realize that, the world is is not a competition in every zone, every sphere. So, it is a fact, that if we are going to put in so much of pressure on the children at young age or any stage of life, they are going to start getting angry. The aggression is going to turn into something which is going to be really, really not good. They might get into depression. So we have to make the parents also understand that unrealistic demands are going to make the child emotionally weak as well. So when the time is actually going to come, when they need to act, when they really need to struggle, when they really need to put their best foot forward, they would be pulling themselves back. So, I'll say that maybe this is not related, but since this came up, when students don't fare well in their exams, it is very easy to blame it on the teachers. And when the students take drastic steps, we have to make them understand that it is the pressure that has been coming from home. The kind of bond which was there, that should have been between the parent and the child, has been missing. So, it should be, the home should be a place where the child feels the most safest, the most comfortable. So, we have to make the parent understand this, that, we have to give them an environment where the student should come and say that, without fear, that, I have failed. Because then the parent can say, okay, I am there with you, we can try again. So, but this is, we have to make the parents understand. And it is a challenge, but it is not impossible. I think we all can do that with just, positivity, little different thought process, and making them realize that, yes, somewhere we can bring in a change to see the child bloom. So this is how I think we should approach.
Thank you so much, Ruchi ma'am. That was a wonderful what you said just now. Any more questions, educators?
Ma'am, Shobha ma'am asked कि, when the parents ask exactly where my child falls when we grade them, kindly elaborate that.
So, first and foremost, if it is a pre-primary school, we should, straight away say that the grades don't matter. It is never. And you cannot judge a child's intelligence or their confidence or their personality through grades. Grades, in fact, we should do away with the grading system in our schools only, so that the parents are at ease. But, at this level, I don't think we should encourage the parents asking about the position of their ward. You have to tell them they are at their best level at this juncture in this class. And, marks actually don't matter. This is something which is a very difficult thing to convince, because, again, the parents need something, the other child has got so many marks. So we can just handle them that, we are not grading them in the class in position wise. So your child is doing exceptionally well, and the areas where the child is excelling are these. But with your support, your ward can, do wonders in these areas as well. I think, maybe that helps out.
Any more questions, educators?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, what I wanted and what I faced being a Balvatika teacher, like parents are more dependent on teachers. Like parents can't spare a 5, 10, or 15 minutes with their kids. Like during evaluation, when we face that child is not able to write, child doesn't memorize anything, that child doesn't know the concept. So during open day, parents ask you why my child is not able to do this. Why? So when we say that parents, you too have to take the efforts after we are taking so much of efforts in the class. So still parents don't agree to this. So how to handle or how to make them understand what you have to take practice or what you have to take the efforts at home so that the child can do good in their evaluation or practice paper.
So, ma'am, we are in a world of using technology. So if you feel, it is just a recommendation that if you feel that there is some learning or there is some phonetics or any aspect that you really want the child to be focusing at home, you can leave a voice note, you can leave a message and requesting, but in a very humble and requesting tone that, ma'am, this is what has been done in the class today.
Yes.
Really, we really request for your support. We would really appreciate that some time of yours can be given for this work, right? So
Okay.
because now approach has to be in a different manner. If you can, like, I'm sure these days we all have WhatsApp groups of the classes. So you can put in the work which has been sent as homework. It is an extra 5-minute work, but this will help out. And maybe because if you are sending certain things in written, you never know that the parent is not being able to read it, or there is some problem. If you leave a voice note or that, ma'am, this is the way we need, so we can just try out. And we have to be requesting them to support you. That is
Okay.
the approach we need to take. That,
Yes.
ma'am,
Okay.
we request your support to help us in make this work, right?
Okay. Okay.
So this approach can be taken, and then
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Okay, I think it's now 5:30, and we can. It was a very, very fruitful session. Wonderful, of course, very informative, very fruitful, and I'm sure all the teachers and educators here have taken um, very valuable points. Ruchi ma'am, may I request you to please stop sharing the PPT, if
yeah,
that's
I
all right?
will. Yeah.
Yeah. So, as I was mentioning, thank you so much, Ruchi ma'am. Your years of observing the parents' expertise has actually helped all of us. Thank you for sharing your valuable time and your knowledge with us so that all the educators can do much better now. I'm sure they must have taken at least one point that they can apply for their coming parent teachers meet, or when they interact with difficult parents, easy parents, critical parents, all kinds of parents. And educators, we have put in the types of parents handbook on in the chat box, and all those who are looking for a participation certificate will have to register using the registration form link. Once again, thank you so much, Ruchi ma'am. And thank you so much, everyone, for being such wonderful audience and participants.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.